Are we time traveling again?
Hey! What's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Transformers Monster Hunter Liolaeus Prime. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but we're going to go with it. But here we are, and there he is, and first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. Right up front here, we have some lovely photography of the figure. That looks fantastic. If it had some RGB lighting, you would think a YouTuber did it. But that looks beautiful on the front. On this side, just Liolaeus Prime. On this side, words, things, stuff, logos, whatnot. Up top, Liolaeus Prime, Monster Hunter 20th anniversary. On the bottom, words, things, and stuff that I cannot read. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. He does this, that, the other, things, and stuff. And that is basically it for the packaging. And moving right along, here we have Liolaeus Prime. Again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but oh well. Now, for the record, I know nothing of Monster Hunter. Know nothing of it whatsoever, but Dragon Prime, so I'll take it. But here he is in his Dragon mode. He is packed in Dragon mode. Yay! But let's get in close so we can take a look at the details. And there is the noggin, and a nice sculpt there. For the dragon head, you got some nice blue for the eyes, you got some black in there as well. Looks quite good. And you can see, I mean, you know, a lot of the robot stuff is just kind of tucked under here. I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but this is a heavy remold of Air Razor. So that was the base mold that they used for this figure. But you can see a lot of silver going on here, some black, a lot of spiky stuff going on. Love the design of the wings here going on. Just love those black details in there. And the coloration on the top of the wings. I love how it fades. Looks real nice. You can see going down the back here of the Dragon mode. Lots of scales. Lots of texturing going on here. A big old spiky tail. Overall, looks real good. Yeah, there's the top. There is the bottom. He does, what does he do? You know what he does. He slides like dragons slide. Hooray for sliding dragons. And for comparison, here he is with the Beast Wars Air Razor mold. So you can see just how much remolding went into this figure. And here he is with the Rise of the Beasts version of this mold. Again, just you can see how that works out. So, and as far as measurements go, from the nose to the tip of the tail, we're looking at about 7.5 inches tall, with a wingspan of about 10.5 inches wide. Now, articulation-wise, what have we got? You shall be informed. So the head can move up, it can move down, the mouth can open and close pretty wide. The neck itself can move up some, can move down a lot. As far as the wings go, you have multiple hinges here on the wings. You have a hinge here, and a hinge here. I do have on this wing, it holds just fine, but once it gets to a certain point, it just kind of doesn't want to hold anymore. So yeah, got a little bit of a loose joint there. That can be tightened though. And this section of the wing can move in and out. You can splay those wings out if you want to. As far as his little legs though, you can move this section forward and back. You got this hinge here to move back and forward. Little feeties are on the ball joints. You have rotation, tiltage, all that good stuff. And the tail does nothing, and that's pretty much it. Now, as far as accessories go, we just get a little matrix here. A little bit of gold, some red. Everything else done in gray. And that is all you get accessory-wise. And you can store the matrix into Dragon mode by simply lifting up this whole top section here. Hi, how are ya? But you just lift this up and you have a post right in here. And you just take the matrix and just plug it in. And there you have your storage. Hooray for storage. And you just close all that back up. There you go. Now the biggest disappointment about this figure is that it is not Blush compatible. That sucks. I mean, how cool would it have been if there was a post or a port in the mouth where you could take a cool effect part like this and plug it in and he could rain down hellfire upon all who oppose him! You know, the way kids do when they, play pretend. Oh well. So that is basically it for the dragon mode. So let's get down to transformation, shall we? Let's! So the first thing we have to do is we have to rip some parts off of him. What? Parts forming? It's okay. It's okay. Sorry. What we need to do here is we need to come to the underside here. We need to remove the sword. Put that off to the side. Then we need to take this chunk of the tail. Remove this. Put that off to the side. And we have these little bits here on the sides of his hips. And we remove those and put those off to the side. Once that is done, we can get started working on the legs. So you just want to bring the leg out to untab it, and then you just want to straighten all of this out. You want to take this little panel here, you just want to swing it to the side, and then you want to rotate the leg above the knee, and then rotate the foot. And you have that leg all done. Second verse, just like the first, so just untab, and straighten that leg out. Take this section here, swing it out to the side, and rotate the leg, rotate the foot, and there you have the legs all done. Now you want to take the whole upper dragon body here, just untab it and bring it back. That will allow you to take the waist and rotate it 180. I just want to take the hand and just shift it up and out so you can straighten it out, straighten out the arm, straighten out the hand. Same thing here, straighten out the arm, straighten out the hand, and then you can flip out his head. And now you're going to give the dragon a tracheotomy because you're going to bring all of this down, and this tab will go into the slot right here in his throat. Take that and drop that in like that. So now for the wings, you want to bring the wing up at this base hinge right here, and then you want to bring it down at this hinge right above it. Bring that down, and then bring the rest of the wing forward on this hinge, and then you just collapse this in. That's all done. You're going to do the same thing on the other side. And we're at the home stretch here. You just want to bring the arms down and rotate them out so everything is oriented properly. Shoulder pads, you can angle those however you want. You want to bring in these pieces here. They will plug into the sides of the forearms. Just kind of bulk out his arms here. Just give him some like gauntlets. And there you go. There you have Liolaeus Prime in his robot mode. And the robot mode looks okay. I can see what they were going for, but sometimes, you know, concept and execution are two different things. But let's get in close so we can take a look at the details. And there's the noggin, and yeah. Cool looking head sculpt there. You got some spikes going on, some nice silver paint. As always, a nice blue for the eyes. Got some spiky shoulder pads going on. He's got some, you know, armored pecs. There's a lot of spikes going on. Got some nice hits of silver here going down the thighs. Doesn't go all the way down, so he looks like he's wearing like silver shorts, but you know, it's okay. And his little feeties, tiny little feeties, and he basically just has a dragon, you know, spooning him.
This is starting to make me feel uncomfortable. Once you go dragon, you never go back.
That's what's happening. But, you know, it looks okay. My biggest qualm is just that the proportions are a little too slim and slender. He just looks a little too lanky, you know, for a prime, a little too lanky. And also, I feel like his upper body is just way too long. It just feels like, I don't know, the proportions seem off to me. And, yeah, not too crazy about that. Now, articulation-wise, what have we got? I'm going to tell you. So the head is on a ball joint. You got your wiggly waggly. Doesn't really look up. Can look down a little bit. The head behind him is doing total squirrel. Arms can do a full 360. Can move in and out. You got bicep rotation. You got a bit over 90 degrees of bend at the elbow. Nothing at the wrist except upward movement due to transformation. He does have waist rotation. You can move this out of the way. Kinda. You got the legs going forward about that far back. About we can get everything out of the way, and we can get back pretty far. Outward, you can do the full splits. You got rotation right above the knee. You have a nice deep knee bend there. And as far as his tiny little feet go, they're on a ball joint. They can move up, they can move down. You got tiltage, you have rotation, and all of that good stuff. And of course, he can wield his mighty blade. And if we flip this little post down, I can plug this into his hand. And now Prime is ready for all the action. Another thing we can do is we can open the shield up. We got some orange paint apps that gets revealed. And we can take the sword and it will tab in right here. And it becomes a big old, club type weapon. And now Prime can do some slashing and bashing. And yes, you can have him holding the Matrix so he can light our darkest cave. Dragons live in caves, right? So there you have that. And now for comparison. Here he is with both versions of the Air Razor mold here. So you can see how that works out. And if you'd like a measurement to the top of his head, Prime comes in at about 5.5 inches tall. So, there you go. So there you have Liolaeus Prime, and it has its ups and downs. I'll most likely keep this displayed in Dragon mode, because that, I think, is the best mode. I'm not the biggest fan of the robot mode. I think it just looks a little too sleek, a little too dainty for a Prime. But, they worked with the mold they had to work with, so I get it. They can only do but so much. For me, the Dragon mode is where this figure really shines. A solid figure overall, but just the robot mode falls a little flat for me. But as always, just my opinion, to each their own. So there you go. Now I picked this up from BigBadToyStore.com. I'll put a link to their site in the description down below so you can check that out. And I think that's it. So don't forget to check out EmGo's. Check out Love, Peace, Paranormal. Follow me on Twitter. All of that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So there is the Transformers Monster Hunter Liolaeus Prime. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old. You grow old because you stop playing. Be geek. Be proud. Palm in your face. Hey, Prime. Oh, what is happening now?
Bumblebee, I have evolved.
You sure about that?
All this time I spent as a truck, I realized I could be something so much cooler. I mean, look at me. My aura levels have gone up at least 1,000%.
Yeah, but that's not much of a disguise, though. You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb.
Who cares? I'm awesome. It's better than your little go-kart mode.
Oh yeah, well I hope that dragon on your back bites you in the...